Everyone on the station knew her name, even though no one dared to say it aloud. The warrior queen of Virexia. She arrived without announcement, without ceremony, and without mercy. Entire planetary alliances surrendered at the rumor of her fleet. Empires collapsed not because she attacked them, but because they knew she eventually would. Her reputation moved faster than light. And now, she was sitting at the central banquet table of Station Aurelian. Alone. No one would go near her. The royal hall was massive, shaped like a cathedral of stars. A transparent dome revealed the endless galaxy above, nebulae drifting like divine brushstrokes. Hundreds of ambassadors, nobles, and commanders filled the tables, whispering, pretending not to stare. But every empty seat nearest her remained untouched. Because she was said to kill without hesitation. Because they said her temper was legendary. Because they said to look into her eyes was to invite your own execution. I was not supposed to be there. I was just a junior human envoy, last-minute replacement for an injured diplomat. My task was simple: observe, stay silent, and don't offend anyone powerful. Then I saw the empty chair. And then I saw her. She sat upright in her throne-like seat, clad in deep blue battle armor threaded with glowing crystal patterns. Her long silver hair fell over one armored shoulder, untouched by age or fatigue. Her face was calm, but it was the calm of a storm waiting to be unleashed. Her eyes lifted. They locked onto mine. The entire hall seemed to inhale at once. I felt my heart nearly rip through my chest. And for reasons I still cannot fully explain, I walked toward her. The seat no one would take. With every step, whispers spread through the hall like ripples through water. Is he insane? That human will be dead before dessert. Someone stop him, he doesn't understand who she is. The chair beside the warrior queen remained empty as I reached it. She did not move. Her gaze followed me without blinking. I placed my hand on the back of the chair. Still no movement. Silence crushed the hall like gravity. Slowly, I sat down. Gasps erupted across the chamber. Several guards reached instinctively for their weapons before remembering that no weapon in the hall could stop her. The warrior queen did not strike me. Instead, she studied me with quiet curiosity. You are either very brave, she said calmly, or very foolish. Possibly both, I replied, my voice barely steady. A faint flicker touched her lips. The first smile anyone had ever seen from the warrior queen. The truth behind the fear. The banquet resumed slowly, uneasily. Music returned at half volume. Conversation stitched itself back together in frightened murmurs. I was acutely aware that I was seated beside the most feared ruler in 3-star systems. Moments passed. Finally, she spoke again. Why did you sit with me, human? I took a breath. Because you were alone. Her silver eyes sharpened. I am never alone. You were tonight. That answer seemed to strike something deep behind her armor. My enemies are many, she said quietly. My allies are loyal only to my power. Power doesn't fill empty chairs, I said. For a long moment, she did not respond. Then she let out a slow breath. You speak dangerous truths, she said. That is why humans are unpredictable. The warriors passed. As the banquet unfolded, she told me fragments of her story, never all at once, always between long silences. Her world had been conquered when she was still a child. Her parents executed before entire city fleets. Her people enslaved. She had been spared only because the invaders recognized what she carried within her blood, ancient warrior genetics that predated their own civilization. They trained her. They tormented her. They shaped her into a weapon meant to serve their empire. And one day, she turned that weapon on them. She slaughtered her masters, claimed their fleets, took their throne through force so absolute it became legend. I conquered not because I desired to rule, she said quietly, but because conquest was the only language the galaxy spoke to me. Does it still speak that language to you? I asked. Her eyes drifted upward to the stardome. Every day. The assassination attempt. Dessert had just been served when the temperature in the hall shifted. The lights flickered. My instincts screamed before my mind could process it. A distortion rippled through space behind the queen. An assassin phase shifted into existence. 3 meters tall. Clad in void steel armor. Armed with a graviton blade capable of slicing starship hulls. The entire hall froze in panic. The assassin struck. The queen turned, but not fast enough. Without thinking, I moved. I grabbed the ceremonial crystal goblet from the table and hurled it directly into the assassin's visor. The impact disrupted its targeting field for a fraction of a second. That fraction saved her life. The queen's own reflexes ignited. Her armor flared with blue fire as she seized the assassin mid-strike and slammed it into the marble floor with planet-cracking force. The hall shook violently. Her blade formed from pure energy in her hand. One strike. Silence. The assassin's body disintegrated into inert particles. The room remained frozen in terror. Then she turned to me. For the first time since I had met her, fear flickered in her eyes. You should be dead, she said quietly. So should you, I answered. The entire hall bowed at once. Not to her. To both of us. The shift in the galaxy. That single moment changed everything. News spread across interstellar networks within hours. The warrior queen had been defended by a human. Enemies hesitated. Allies reconsidered. Neutral systems began reaching out, tentatively, cautiously. She requested that I remain at her side as a diplomatic liaison. The title terrified half the galaxy more than her armies did. My presence signaled that something in her had shifted. What the galaxy didn't see. What the galaxy never saw were the quiet moments. The silent walks through star gardens. The endless conversations beneath artificial constellations. The nights where the queen, conqueror of worlds, admitted she no longer slept without visions of the children she had once been unable to save. You saw the monster first, she once said. And still you sat beside me. I saw someone carrying too many ghosts, I replied. And you weren't afraid. I was terrified. That finally made her laugh. The final trial. Peace never arrives without cost. The last empire that had enslaved her people launched a final offensive, one that could shatter entire sectors of space. Their ultimatum was clear. Surrender the human. Or they would burn 10 inhabited worlds as warning. She gave her answer immediately. No. Their fleets advanced. War ignited across the void. Her armadas clashed with theirs in battles that shattered moons and shattered empires. At the heart of it all, I remained beside her. And when enemy forces breached the royal spire itself, she prepared to make her final stand. You will leave, she commanded me. I sat at your table, I replied. I won't abandon it now. For the first time in her life, she did not issue a command. She asked. Then stay. The battle of the throne world. The skies burned. Enemy ships tore through orbital defenses. Her elite guards fell one by one. And in the final moment, when the enemy flagship descended for the killing blow, the warrior queen unleashed the power she had never again dared to touch. The power that once made her a weapon. She merged with her ancestral war core. Energy that could bend space itself surged through her. She rose into the burning sky alone. One queen against an empire. She annihilated them. Not with rage. Not with hatred. But with finality. When the light faded, the enemy was gone. And the warrior queen collapsed from the sky. I caught her. The end of fear. She survived. Barely. The galaxy changed. Not because of the war, but because of what came after. She dismantled conquered territories and replaced them with free systems. She disbanded slave fleets. She rewrote the foundations of power she had once ruled through terror. And the galaxy listened. Because when the warrior queen stopped ruling through fear, no one dared oppose the strength she now ruled through respect. The table remains. Years later, at another great banquet far larger than the first, the central table filled completely. No chairs were empty. No one was afraid. And still, she left the seat beside hers open. For me. As I sat down once more, she leaned close and said softly, "You know, the galaxy changed not because I conquered it, but because you chose to sit." I smiled. "And you chose not to kill me." Her silver eyes softened. "Perhaps," she said, "we both chose peace without knowing it that night." And for the first time in history, the warrior queen was feared no longer.